You grind for months, finally buy that rare steel ship, and then realize it's absolute garbage. Let's save you from that heartbreak. These are the 5 steel ships most captains regret buying in 2025. Hey everyone, welcome back to Normal Guy of the North, where we dive deep into World of Warships, the game that's all about big guns, bigger explosions, and occasionally even bigger mistakes. Today we're tackling a topic that hits every captain right in the feels, or maybe right in the empty steel wallet. Steel ships. Those shiny tier 10 premiums you grind your soul out for, ranked sprints, clan battles, endless co-op ops, just to drop your hard-earned steel on what you hope will be a game changer. But let's be honest, not all steel ships are created equal. In 2025's meta, with lightning-fast destroyers, endless HE spam, and radar everywhere, some of these ships just don't hold up. We're talking about the ones that gather dust in your port, the ones that make you question every life choice after another low-damage game. Based on community consensus from Reddit, DevStrike forums, and YouTube tier lists, I've compiled the 5 steel ships players most regret buying in 2025. These aren't just my opinions, they come straight from widespread player feedback and discussions across the community. Why do people regret them? Because of poor utility, redundancy with tech tree alternatives, or simply being outclassed in the current fast-paced meta. We'll count down from number 5 to number 1, breaking down the stats, playstyle pitfalls, and the player quotes that perfectly capture the frustration. And if you already own one of these, tell me in the comments, steel well spent or eternal regret. I'm lucky I don't own any of these steel ships. Alright captains, let's set sail, and try not to cry. Kicking off at number 5, the Z-42, the sleek German destroyer that looks like a gunboat dream on paper, 10 105mm guns with strong DPM potential, 10-kilometer torpedoes, and that classic German hydro for hunting enemy destroyers. Her base concealment is respectable, and the design looks competitive on paper. A stealthy, aggressive brawler with precision firepower, but the community consensus is clear. Z-42 is a side-grade trap compared to the tech tree Z-52 or even the British Daring. Her gun dispersion can be unreliable, her HE damage underwhelming, and her turret traverse painfully slow. The firing arcs are awkward, forcing risky angling that often exposes her to torpedoes or AP shells. And without a heal, she can't sustain prolonged fights. One radar cruiser, and you're done. In competitive modes like ranked or clan battles, she can shine in the right hands, but in randoms, she's fragile, inconsistent, and overshadowed by ships that are easier to obtain and more forgiving to play. As one player summarized, Z-42 feels weaker, worse concealment, lack of heal, awful firing angles, and abysmal turret turning speed. If you're a dedicated German DD main, Z-52 is still the better choice. Z-42? For most captains, it's a steel sink that never really delivers. At number 4 sits the HMS Plymouth, a British light cruiser that, at first glance, looks like a dream. 16 152mm guns, smoke, and 9-kilometer radar. She's marketed as a cap contest queen, a blend of Minotaur's DPM and Edinburgh's concealment. The problem? She's a glass cannon with no HE shells. That single design choice limits her drastically. Without HE, angled targets shrug off most of her damage, and she can't light fires to wear down battleships. Her rudder shift is slow, her armor paper thin, and she has a limited heal to recover from mistakes. The result? You get one radar play before being vaporized by a battleship or radar cruiser. Players describe her as not terrible, just frustratingly limited. In operations, she performs fine, but in randoms, she's outclassed and unforgiving. She's also redundant. Ships like Minotaur, Neptune, or even Cheshire fill similar roles more effectively. Overall, Plymouth struggles to find her place in 2025. She's all smoke, and sadly, no fire. At number 3, we've got the USS Austin, the American light cruiser, famous for its reload booster and SAP ammunition. When everything lines up, Austin can melt cruisers in seconds, but that's the exception, not the rule. She has no radar, no smoke, and she's fragile, exposed, and completely dependent on timing her reload booster. Miss one opportunity, and her sustained damage output plummets. Her armor is thin, her citadel massive, and she relies entirely on positioning and map awareness. Community threads regularly call her a meme ship that punishes average players. As one Redditor put it, Austin isn't overpowered, it's overhyped. You need perfect positioning or you're gone. She's thrilling for 10 seconds when you delete something, but frustrating for the other 14 minutes. For most players, Austin ends up as a novelty, not a long-term investment. If you're after a reliable American cruiser, Salem or Des Moines both offer better tools and consistent impact. Austin is all flash, no foundation. Coming in at number 2 is the FD Roosevelt, the massive U.S. carrier, once known for its high alpha strikes and nearly indestructible bombers. But over time, reworks and balance adjustments have dulled her edge. Her planes remain durable, but they're painfully slow, giving surface ships plenty of time to dodge. Yes, she can still land devastating hits if everything lines up perfectly, but those moments are few and far between. The biggest issue? She's boring. Her gameplay loop is repetitive, long flight times, minimal variety, and limited ability to influence the battle beyond raw damage. Many carrier mains now describe her as a strong ship that stopped being fun. She performs decently on paper, but she's outdated in practice. If you enjoy carriers and want a more dynamic experience, the Shinano, steel, or Malta, coal, are both more flexible and rewarding to play. The Roosevelt still has power, but for many players, it's the definition of a steel-priced disappointment. And at number 1, the ultimate regret of steel collectors is Shikishima. On paper, she's the apex of Japanese naval power, 6 510mm guns, unmatched overmatch potential, and incredible long-range accuracy. But once you play her, reality sets in. She's slow, easily punished when broadside, and offers little that Yamato or Satsuma can't already do better. Her DPM is low due to the 6-gun layout, her secondaries are weak, and her citadel is a magnet for punishment. Community sentiment is consistent. She's a side grade that costs 3 times the grind. Performance-wise, she's solid in the hands of experts, but for most players, she's underwhelming for the price. If you want that iconic Japanese battleship feel, Satsuma or Musashi deliver it without the regret. Shikishima looks incredible, sounds glorious, but she's the loudest disappointment in the armory. So, there you have it. The top 5 steel ships most captains regret buying in 2025. Z-42, Plymouth, Austin, FD Roosevelt, and Shikishima. Each of them shows that rarity doesn't always mean reliability. The common thread? Redundancy. Every ship on this list has a cheaper or tech tree counterpart that performs just as well, and sometimes even better. Modern World of Warships rewards agility, utility, and consistency. Steel ships that rely on narrow gimmicks or high-risk mechanics tend to age poorly in this meta. And with the average steel ship now costing over 30,000 steel, every purchase is a serious decision. So before you buy, make sure it fits your playstyle, not just your collection. If you're saving your steel, there are still great options. Mecklenburg for sustained firepower, Ragnar for destroyer dominance, Stalingrad for raw AP punishment, and Shinano for carrier mains. Spend wisely, captains. Don't let your steel turn into regret. What about you? What's your biggest steel disappointment or your proudest purchase? Drop it below. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and please feel free to click on the videos on your screen for more World of Warships content. But as always, take care, stay safe, and I wish you all the best. See you in the next one, and bye for now.